Hello? Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Good afternoon. You join us here for a stream. We're going to take out the upcoming Black Square Caravan Professional. Yes, in this an amphibious setup. And we'll do some flying in Florida. Live time and live weather. Sure, this is going to be grand. Right. So, I blamed the lads last night, keeping me up till 2 o'clock. News fan especially, and Cyrus, and Stu, and Old Veteran.
Ted, come on. You're going a bit mad there.
And Macca. And then I was up this morning to watch the Grand Prix in China, and then after that I've been busy. And now I'm here. I've cleared my work for today, so I said, right, and now it's time to play, and we're going to do some flying here in Florida. So we're going to be departing out of Simon's, right, Kilo Sierra Sierra, India. We'll do a stop along the way, 28 Juliet, Pakata, or Pakala? Palatka, right, and then it's down to Clearwater, St. Pete. That is our plan for this afternoon. So I do hope you're keeping well. The weather in Ireland is miserable. Yes, it's raining sideways. Currently 6 degrees. We had sleet and everything, but sure, listen, we're back here now. We're indoors. All is well in the realm. I am awaiting the arrival of a Mrs. Two-Tone who's on her way back. I was watching her flight, Ryanair. It was Bristol to Dublin. Came very close to a go around, lads. It's windy, riot. But she made it down anyway, all is well, and she'll be heading down this direction in the next half an hour or so. So we have a bit of time to do a bit of, flying. And we put our schedule out for next week. It's going to be very busy, and right. Tomorrow is busy, Tuesday's busy, Wednesday. My beard is coming along, isn't it? Wednesday to do is Thursday a double header, and then Friday we're off to the Netherlands. Yeah, baby, over the FS weekend. So it's all happening now, lads. All happening now. So how are y'all keeping? How was your weekend? Did you get up to much? Were you messing or playing or flying or, do you know what I mean? Having the crack. But you're very welcome in on this Sunday. Mrs. TPHI, she's in the chat on Upside Down, reading it, inverted. She says, hello, Murph and Fireflies. Good to see you, Mrs. The Boise is here. Happy Sunday. Fibro, good to see you, buddy. Malky is in the house. Happy Sunday to you. Impulse Simulations. He's heading to bed. Get a good, long, hard mental image of this face as you go to bed. It'll keep you awake. Right, Chalks is here, welcome. Mac Vision, good to see you. Viper Strike is in the house. He flew the Savage Norton over the Great Smoky Mountain National Park earlier. Ooh. We know how much. A very good afternoon. Lurking away with a side view of the Liverpool match with the Janie. Jamamu, hope you're well. Wolfhard is here, good evening. Chalk says, the Caravan is going to be my first Black Square aircraft. Oh, dude, they're all good. They're brilliant. Avro Vulcan, good evening. Jaken's dad is here. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. And Wolfie, welcome in. Cyrus T, the man of teal. Good to see you, bud. Jesus, then. We were talking all sorts of, political world democracies. And we were talking, shite. But it was a very good long talk, Old Veteran, the lads are farming. Old Veteran was, what's it called? Ships war. What's the thing called? You know the game anyway. Warships. Isn't there a name for that? I forget. World of Warships. There we go. We got there eventually. And between that farming and Chase Kanzui was on playing what was that game called? Car something. Football car something. Chase, what's that one called? But he was playing that for a while, and I was getting loads of work done. It was great. So, Rocket League, right? Brilliant. Murphy's all hip and with it with all these games that people play, right? Brilliant. It's not just flight simming anymore, you see. You have expanded your horizon when it comes to things that make you sit down and press buttons. Right, brilliant. And but anyway, it was good old crack. APU Inspector, 185 streams in a row. Thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Memphis Don is here. Welcome in. Heisenberg, a very good afternoon. Winkle Gassler, happy tea time from northern Germany. Well, hello from Tipperary. Stu Snape is here. A very good afternoon to you, buddy. Hope you're well. 98 Vulcan, greetings all. Is this an added bonus stream? It is. So when the Caravan Professional releases, it's due to release on Tuesday, March 17th. They're going to sell it as 3 options. You can buy the Caravan Professional, which is your main passenger variant, or you can buy the amphibian and cargo variant, or you can get the whole shebang for a bundled price, right? And I believe there's discounts there as well for previous owners of the analog Black Square products as well. So that's all being released by Just Flight this coming Tuesday. So yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So we're going to do a bit of messing around in this now today. The added challenge, of course, the amphibian variant. It's much higher off the ground. I don't know what the height is, but it's about 6 or 7 feet off the ground to the bottom of the fuselage. So we'll see how we get on, right? But anyway, Idle Cutoff is here. Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary. Good to see you. The beard is cultivating. Is that what they call it? Took me 26 years to grow that. But yes, Colonel Fork is in the chat. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. He says, Murph, a fun fact about this airport. The B-25 at Kalamazoo Air Zoo was once abandoned here after an emergency one-engine landing. What? Abandoned? Bloody hell. That's mad. I need to get to that Kalamazoo Air Zoo, dude. That just needs to happen in life. But I hope you're well, Colonel Fork. Tenured is here. Good to see you. Mr. TPHI, the day before we return to work. Although, if you're in Ireland, some people have a 4-day weekend. They've Monday and Tuesday off. Other people have to go to work tomorrow and then take Tuesday off. And then, they're back. Some people don't have a day off at all. This soldier right here. Murphy, aren't you technically off every day? But that's not important. I work very hard did a bit of vacuuming today and, ironing and, flat out. But anyway, Kanzui, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Let me see. Don't slam the landings. We'll try not to. Lieutenant Bob is here. Good afternoon from sunny Florida. Jeez, it's not too sunny. Well, it's starting to get better, actually. It's looking better here now. Any dishwashery. We have a robot that does that. A dishwasher. Yes. It's what make or brand is it? Zanussi, I think. It sounds Asian. Lovely fella. Doesn't say much, though. Doesn't say much. But yes, you're very welcome in. Lucky Bo is in the house. Sunshine and minus 23 degrees. Jesus. Aviation lads are in the chat. Good to see you, man. He says, hello. Only 5 more nights until FS weekend. Right. Bring your dancing shoes and your drinking pants. Brilliant. Hope you're keeping well, buddy. Loving all the trailers. You've been so busy and the content is amazing. So it's great to see you, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you in a few days' time. Retriever Neil is here. Good to see you. Weebles is here. He says, happy Sunday, Murph. I hope you're well. Ran half a marathon this morning, so I'm just lounging around now and looking forward to the stream. Yeah, I ran also a half marathon, on Red Dead Redemption, but that's not the point. The point is, it was the taking part, or no, hang on. It was the thought of taking part. Yes. Weebles, you're some man for one man. Fair play to you. Toto2495, hang on a minute. Who's this on the telly? Good to see you, man. And hello to the missus. Hope you're both keeping well. Nuke is here. Good to see you. 5 months, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. You're terribly kind. Where's the chipmunk for tomorrow's voyage? It's from Airplane Heaven. It's so-so, but it's gas, right? So the chipmunk, the air core flew it, and I used to play in the thing. But there's a photograph of my granddad. I never met my granddad. There's a photograph of me granddad flying it. There's a photograph of me da flying it, and then there was a photograph of me as a young fella flying it. I say flying it. I held the controls. Well, I did technically fly it, but I wasn't the pilot. So there's like 3 generations, So it's an aircraft I hold very dear and near to me heart. So that's why we're flying it. But there is another chipmunk in development. More on that later in the year. But it's FS Reborn working on it. So they shared pictures last year, I think. But yes, looking forward to it. Captain Cocktail, a very happy Sunday. Good to see you, buddy. Idle Cutoff, indeed, from English Idol. Fornax, welcome in. Din O'Reilly is here. UTB, welcome aboard. Crafty Tigers is here. Wolf to Fear, welcome in. 777, he says, did you design the kitchen on your days off? No. Be Janie then, he's working on the Sabbath. Adam controls. It's good to see you, Adam. Hope you're well, bud. And a couple of days now, we'll be having the lovely pints, and all things associated to it. But you're very welcome in. Now, let's have a look. Mr. Anderson himself is watching us here on YouTube. You're very welcome aboard. Brett is here. Hello from New Zealand. Hello from Tipperary. Good to see you. I'm heading to New Zealand Wednesday week. Oh, Jesus. Wednesday week. Could you imagine me on the plane now? You know. Hello, how are you getting on? I just wanted to let the pilot know I think he's doing a great job. 5 minutes later. I just want to let the pilot know I didn't like that transition. You know, he left the flaps down too long, right? We all do that now. We're flight simmers. We're sitting in the plane and we're in our heads. V1. Rotate. Right? We do. Don't just think it's me. Yous are all doing it now. You'd be sitting there on the plane going, I'd have done that different. Or you're trying to follow along with, yeah, I know what he's doing. That's where we are, lads. Right? You don't sit on the bus and do it, or the train, but you're doing it in an aircraft. Isn't it mad? But anyway, Tim Waters is here. Good to see you, buddy. Cy Voltage, welcome in. Roll Tide is in the house. Dave Cleary, a legend, Dave. Welcome back, Dave. Good to see you, buddy. Mark Swan is here. A very good afternoon. F1 this morning. Yeah, it was quite good. Sunny Day is here. Good to see you. Northland Air. Good morning to you, buddy. We saw you drop into the chat last night, but to be fair, you know, you probably didn't need to butt in or you know, add to the conversation. But I will say this. Anyone who's on our Discord, if you see folks in... They're public chat rooms. So, like, don't be afraid to ramble in. Don't be afraid to say hello, right? You mightn't have anything to contribute. You might just want to sit there and listen in. But don't be afraid to say hello. We don't bite. As Dougal said, he only knows 3 people that bite, and 2 of them have false teeth. Right, so it'll be grand. But you're very welcome in. Lost Trucker is here. Welcome in. Anna Crusses. Happy Sunday. Airborne Geek. Welcome in, bud. Hope you're keeping well. Loving your content, Airborne Geek. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now... where's this now? Just Roy, a very good afternoon. Hope you're well, Roy. Mr. Jazz, hello. Rasmus is here. Did I hear caravan hops? Indeed, and you did. It's an aircraft on the way. The boys just says, yes, we all do it. It drives me other half mad. Right? You see? Yes, all do it. It's brilliant. Right, we'll jump into this and... well, let's see what happens here. Slightly different than what we flew the other day. Slightly. But we'll have a look and see what happens. So... I think all my cameras are set up correctly. We'll find out here now in a moment. So this is the amphibious variant of the 208. And what I think is awesome about this, it's not just a float plane variant. It's amphibious, meaning that we can actually fly this in and out of airports and, of course, attempt a water landing, which is pretty cool, right? So... the modelling, again, it's Black Square have done a great job here building the model, the texture work, you know, the use of PBR when it comes to the reflections. Generally, the state of it, it's very, very nice indeed. And like some of the details we have up here at the nose, there's nice decals there. The modelling is spot on. There's plenty of wear and tear in this. I was doing a bit of research over the weekend. There was one particular aircraft. It's a FedEx feeder aircraft. And she's still flying to this day, November 74E something, right? And it flies up around Milwaukee, neck of the woods. The aircraft is 37 years old, still in service. 37 and still rocking on, no problem at all. So I think with the feeder ones, they're like, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know, it's like they're subbed out to companies and they fly on behalf of, right? So what's the word I'm looking for? You know, they're like a franchise nearly. A lot of them do that. But when it comes to the amphibious version, you could see these both cargo or indeed passenger. These operate, there's a few of these operating around the world, and they're absolutely massive. The Caravan itself is a large aircraft. I've been in one of these. I jumped out of one of these. That'll tell you the level of Aegis. But they're quite a large aircraft. And to have this on stilts, effectively being amphibious, well, you can kind of see where the height is. To stand up on one of those floats, the pontoons, you couldn't. It's like you wouldn't go from the ground and step up. You actually need steps to get you up onto the pontoon, and then you have another 3 steps to get into the machine. It's very, very tall. It's a massive aircraft. So the challenge to us, you know, trying to pilot this in flight sim, apart from trying to land in water, which is not straightforward at all, because in 2024, waves actually make a difference. The wind, you know, swells, all this kind of stuff. But because we have that extra height, we need to be able to, you know, judge our distance that little bit better. And if we're going to be landing it on, you know, a hard surface, be it, you know, tar or asphalt or concrete, well, we need to be careful because the floats are huge. We must be careful when it comes to our angle of attack. And the same would apply on takeoff, right? JB says there's several of these Caravan amphibians flying in and out of New York City. Oh, no way, man. No way. Have I tried the tallest A340? Yeah. We're going to be flying that soon. The tallest A340 and Aerosoft, great bit of kit. Great bit of kit. I really like that aircraft. I like now that we have... To me, in my mind, it's not competing with Anybills. Anybills have the A340-3 and they have the Praetor version and the VIP version, which I like. Just thank goodness they've done that. With the A340-600, different engines, of course, slightly larger and different makeup. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, this is our machine, and do you know what? You might just say, look, it's only an old Caravan. Black Square have done incredible things. I think their standout aircraft to date have been the Dukes. That's when people kind of went, yeah, okay, you know, Nick is just doing incredible work here. Like, we've seen it with the steam gauge overhauls. We've seen it with, you know, the TBM, right? But the Dukes really kind of solidified the style of development that Black Square does, right? Then we saw it with the Baron and the Bonanza. Now we're looking at the Grand Caravan. And his plan is to bring the fleet in, which includes the King Air and also the Rockwell, the 690 or 670, one of those. So there is a fleet of aircraft coming, right? The Grand Caravan itself, similar to that, we can see an aircraft taxiing, similar to the Kodiak a little bit smaller, more modern. This variant of the Caravan, it's the Super Caravan, so we have the steam gauges. We also have options when it comes to the avionics inside the machine. So if we were to look at our tablet, we do have some options here. So let me see. We have our VR tablet static position. That's if you're going to be using VR. It stays where you want. Unrestricted beta range. I'd horse that in for the moment. Show beta annunciator, we can do. Instant beta on touchdown, that's a flight sim kind of creature comfort. As soon as you make contact on the ground, it'll automatically jump into beta for you. Beta is like its reverser, effectively, right? Realistic yoke movement, this must be turned on because I think it's absolutely brilliant. Basically, when the engine's running, you'll see the yoke kind of, you know, shuffle in and shuffle out. Air, wind is bouncing off the elevator and just general shaking and baking with the machine. Load with covers and chocks deployed, yes. Cloud strobe effect, yes. Show co-pilot from the inside, no. And then VATSIM monitoring all when you have COM 1 and 2 selected, so you can hear what's on both channels. I will say this is still pre-release. So if you do see something weird or something doesn't add up, let us know. We'll be sure to report it back to Just Flight and Black Square. The variant I showed off the other day, there has since been an update to the fleet. So there was a couple of things added and a couple of fixes made. So it's still pre-release, but coming very, very soon. Right, looking at our payload, so we're going to go ahead and put 130 gallons of fuel in each wing. And we have all our exterior bits and bobs, the rudder lock, pitot covers, engine covers. And what's pretty cool here is you have rudder locks, right? This is important. This is something you could easily miss in the amphibious variant, right? You could easily miss the rudder lock because you just can't move the thing, right? So one must be careful and make sure that's all removed. Otherwise, you've no control if you do decide to land on water, right? Now, you can do the 2024 native walk around the aircraft, whip the stuff off, or you can control it here from inside the tablet. And knowing Nick, there's probably also options here to see the way we can just click here. That puts in the chocks and we can redeploy the chocks. I think further back then we can get some tie downs and stuff like this as well. So it's a great way of simulating, you know, multiple ways of removing stuff inside in the aircraft. You've loads of options here. So and you can put the stuff back on, which is important. Folks like to do that. I'm one of them. When you go flying in the aircraft, you know, from takeoff to landing, well, you want to be able to close the aircraft and like park it up for the night, so you can actually put all the stuff back on as well, which is nice to see. So I'm going to remove all these static elements. We don't need them. We can run the aircraft on external power, a GPU. It'll appear, plug in, turn on. Not going to use it, don't need it. I'm going to remove my control lock, and you can see where they just appear. Look, they sit down here, so you know when you go through your checks, oh yeah, that's where it needs to be. We've all sorts of cool looking stuff here now because the Caravan doesn't have traditional landing gear. It's a fixed landing gear. I said that completely wrong. The Caravan doesn't traditionally have retractable landing gear. So they've added in this hydraulic big machine here, and this is designed to, extend or retract our landing gear because they're fitted underneath the floats. So that's something quite unique to this airframe, and it's modelled. We also, up on top here, we have oxygen, we have our fuel. We'll go through those now in a moment. There seems to be a bit of confusion with the flight sim community, or indeed pilots. There's this idea thinking you keep the aircraft in low idle if you want to taxi. You can, no issues at all. However, from what I've learned, right, and when I've flown in these, and any POH that I've looked at that came from Textron or indeed Cessna, during your startup procedure, it goes into high idle. Ground or flight, low or high, it goes into high, and then to control your ground speed, it's usually done by the beta. The only warning in the POH I can see is don't have the beta on for more than 1 minute at a time, or 90 seconds or something. However, because we're flight simmers, if you don't be burning out your brakes and, feel that the aircraft is going too fast for you, well, yeah, sticking in low idle, you'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? So it's just to kind of a bit of clarification on that, now other things we have, so we have markers here, indicators here. So this is where we're going to be going for if it's a wheels up landing on our floats or a wheels down landing if we're going for tarmac. So we'll want to watch for that, right? Looking over here on the left hand side, we have our electrical systems, circuit breakers. These are all modelled, and what goes on behind these is not just a simple switch. There are systems, you could have 5 or 6 systems tied to one of these circuit breakers, and one of those systems could fail and maybe not pop the circuit breaker. So you're constantly watching and scanning the aircraft of what's happening. You know what I mean? Commander Balosh, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Sam Arm is here. Welcome in. AV Apollo, good to see you. One thing Black Square added is visual wear and tear, i.e. dirt. It stays on the plane in the next load up. Yeah, you've options to do that. Spitfire, good to see you, buddy. Shatter Mage, welcome in. Unrestricted lets you put the beta reverse when airborne. Yeah. You wouldn't want to do that. You check the engine completely. But I just like having the option. Into idle we go. And we'll leave her sit there now for the moment, right? Are passengers visible? That's a good question. Not that I can see, unless we have an option here. I know we can have our co-pilot visible. If you have a co-pilot. No, I don't think we have visible passengers. Now, I could be wrong, but I can't get them to appear, so I'm unsure. These are for passengers here, so I don't see them coming in at all. Refill our oxygen. Oxygen is... We've loads. Don't need oxygen. Let's go in and look at our engine. Condition is 100%. We have options to repair the engine, clear the engine, repair the starter, clean your filters. I don't see an option here to clear or clean the aeroplane. So I don't know, is that an option that we can look at? Options. We can change our avionics out, which is nice. But yeah, I don't think we have an option here to clean the aircraft. Who knows? Who knows if it'll be added? Electrical system, everything's off at the moment. We have a cabin. This is all our environmental, so your temperatures, very important in this aircraft, is keeping an eye on the temperature. If temperatures get too hot, certain systems can fail because of that. It's just something we want to watch. Then we have our failure systems. There's a massive amount of failures if you want to simulate different things with the aircraft. And you can have mean time between failures, or you can have scheduled failures. It's very, very good. And there's an accelerator in there if you really want to have a challenge. You know what I mean? So, yes. Never have passengers in the Black Square aircraft, yeah. To be honest, I'm not a fan of it. I think they look weird. They're not realistic. For me, seeing passengers is a friggin' immersion breaker. Do you know? Not that you're going to be flying looking at your passengers anyway. I mean, they don't do much, Murph, if no Navigraph, can you see FS Tablet Flight Planner? Can you see FS Tablet Flight Planner? I've never used it on a Crussus, but I'll have a look at it. I love Navigraph, so I tend not to use that else, but I'll certainly have a look at it. Certainly have a look. Marillion, good to see you. Nick hasn't included grubby aircraft yet, I don't think. Yeah. So it might be something he adds in. We'll see. So what we're going to do, we've checked our electrical system. We're going to get this aircraft up and running. So we'll start off. Prop goes full. We'll open up our fuel tanks here left and right. Oxygen leave off for the moment, we don't need it. Landing gear, handle and all that is in neutral position. Flaps are in a neutral position. We'll come on down here. We shall start off with our nav light.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
And we also have a beacon light here as well. Cabin seatbelts, get them ready to rock here as well. Pedostatic heat, leave it off. Kodiak, welcome in. Thank you very much indeed for 4 months. Cheers, buddy. Very kind of you. Now we're starting on the ground. We will engage our inertial separator. That's going to basically drop a flap to stop dirt and grime and stuff getting shucked in to the air intake. And just be careful though, because we do have reduced power with the inertial separator engaged. So when you release it or close it, it'll give you a little bit more torque. Again, you need to watch the torque. There's no automation. There's no automation here to save the engine being damaged. Now, you can turn off damage, but you just need to be careful of it. You know what I mean? Willow, how much? Thank you very much indeed for the tier 1 sub over to Aftos. Cheers, buddy. Mangs is here. Good afternoon. Hope you're well. Right, so avionics, we're rocking the 750 and a 650. We also have a KNS 80 down here as well. We have a weather radar. We have transponders, an ADF, and we also have a autopilot unit in here as well. We can change a lot of the stuff, but for now we're okay. So what we're going to do, we'll start off with our master battery switch. So we can hear things coming to life. I'll go avionics 1. Now, our fuel booster, we're going to put this onto normal. Generators over here on the left-hand side. We'll also put on our standby alt power. Ignition can stay in normal, and then we'll have our engine start switch. So fuel booster goes to normal. And there's the sound of the ticket now. Our condition lever is set to idle cutoff. Leave it there for the moment. When we engage the starter, it's a PT6 Pratt & Whitney. So when we engage the starter, we're going to be watching for our NG originally. And once it kind of stabilizes at around 18-20%, we introduce our fuel. When we introduce our fuel, we need to watch 2 things. We're looking at our ITT for a hot start, and we're looking at our NG for a hung start. They're both simulated in this, so we need to watch. Interesting sounds coming out of this. Right, are we ready? Let's see what happens now. Quick check around the prop. All is clear. If you don't remove your remove before flight, that would be catastrophic damage to your aircraft as well. So you need to watch for that. So, starter, engage. Right, we have spinach of the prop and we can see NG starting to rise. We're going to wait for this guy to stabilize somewhere around 18-20%. If you don't let this stabilize and introduce the fuel, that's where you could hot start it, right? So there's around 18 or 19, so we'll go fuel on. Now we can't go past 10,090. We should peak out here, perfect, 660, ideal. NG is continuing to rise. Once we're over 50%, engine has started, good start, and we'll come down here, disengage the starter, go ahead and reset the gen, avionics 2, and high idle. Now we wait. So this is a good start of the aircraft. ITT is okay, NG is okay, oil pressure and temperature are rising, fuel doing what fuel needs to do. This is the effects when we have to allow that yoke movement. Pretty cool, right? Now, what else do we want to do here? So, taxi lights we'll be moving shortly. Seatbelts are all okay. Cabin equipment on. Pedo shouldn't need it. What's the temperature here? Do we have an outside air temperature? We've inside. Here's our cabin temperature. Sure, do we have an outside air temperature? We can probably get it on our transponder, but I thought we'd a little gauge for that, no? Voltage. And our generators. Alternator. That's okay, that's okay. I thought we had a little thermostat somewhere, no? Is it on the roof? Oxygen. Aha, good man yourself. There it is, over our head. It's 25 degrees Celsius. Shouldn't need that pedo for the moment. So, other things we can do, we do have some internal lighting. The panel lighting on this airplane is absolutely gorgeous. And you can really dial it in to get what you want. Now, it's 31 degrees here inside the cabin. We need to get kind of lively here, so we're going to set it to cool. We're going to engage the air conditioning, and we're going to turn our temperature to low. And from this, we can now monitor the tablet. So if we have a look at the engine, Everything's running okay, right? That here, that's our inertial separator. That's the flap. So you can see if there is any foreign object debris, it's going to be bypassed and horsed out, right? Now, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, cabin. So you can see here now we have our air conditioning. Here's another thing, if you kept this in low idle, you wouldn't have the compressor with your aircon. So it's another reason why they'd go full idle. You know what I mean? But anyway, this temperature's now going to drop. We were at 31, it's coming down now to 28, and we have sufficient cooling. AC fans are running in the back and also on the front. So yeah, we're looking good. Outside air temperature 23 degrees. Alright, we're good. So let's have a look here. We'll go into our avionics and we'll come down here to our flight plan. So our destination for today, lads, is going to be Clearwater, down at St. Pete, and we'll put in a waypoint along the way, which is going to be 28 Juliet, Palatka Municipal, Lieutenant K, or LTK, don't know what it is. So that's good. We'll go into our map. We're going to change our course deviation indicator. We're going to stick that onto GPS. When it comes to our autopilot, we'll put in an initial 4,000 feet, and we have our weather radar here as well. This does work, so we'll see how we get on. Temperature's now down to 23 degrees. We can go ahead and ease off the air conditioning. Lovely. And flaps for takeoff in this machine, she's going to want about 20. Flap indication has moved down. Quick check on the wing. We can see the flaps are down. And we're looking good. Alright, so annunciator, quick check. Fire detection works. Annunciator, nothing stays on. And we have dimmer switches here as well. What else do we want to do? N1 is fine. Autopilot panel is here. We can go ahead and test this just before we go. So let me see. Heading mode. Here's our yoke moving. Swing it around to the right hand side. Make sure that our yoke is following heading mode. Yoke is turning now to the right. Let's have a map light on the bottom of our yoke. Okay, autopilot's good. Disconnect. Warning is okay. That's all looking good here. Alright. I think we're looking good. So, we're going to taxi on out. So, from Simon's, looks like the wind is coming in 3-4. Let's have a quick look here on Navigraph. Eesh. There's a Navigraph. So, we'll have a look at the airport. So winds are 140 at 9, gusting 15, right? 140 at 9, gusting 16. So 3-4, not an option. We could go with runway 16, or we can go with runway 22. I'm going to go with 16. So it's going to be taxi up here to our left-hand side on Bravo, and then Bravo 7. That's what we're going to aim for, all right? So that's what we're doing. So if we're all ready to go, as the fella said, sure, let's go at it. Are we ready? The irony here, I haven't got my mitts on this yet, so I'm watching to find out all the broken bits. To be fair, Black Square, they don't kick many wives, you know what I mean? Alright, there's the beta coming in. Easy, now we got ourselves turned around. Look how high up we are in this machine. It's friggin' massive. Will we fit there? We'll kind of go this way. So I'm using just a small bit of beta as we're rolling. And again, you don't want to be you don't want to be horsing that too strong. That's what she said. Alright, so you can see the prop beta when it's engaged. We get a visual cue as well on our annunciator. That's right, Aurelian. Good to see you, but it's been a minute. Hope you're well. Alright. So taxi lights are on. Strobe lights, leave them off for the moment. We'll do a quick run up here as well before we ramble on to Bravo 7. Let's have a quick look at the machine as we're rolling. The sounds are just amazing. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's Bravo 7. So before we jump onto the runway, we'll do a quick run up here. Now, when it comes to checklists, details, the level of just the level of simulation available to us. It's black square, like, so you know it's going to be top drawer stuff. Now we want to be facing somewhat into the wind during a run up, so we'll just kind of stop her here. We're going to engage the park and brake. Out of beta we go. Double check our brake is set, which it is. So we're now going to increase our RPM here because I want to do a couple of checks. The main one we're going to do is on our prop. So we're going to bring our RPM up to just shy of 2,000. And now we're going to cycle the prop. So there's the first drop in RPM. Second one is going to be an increase when it comes to our torque. Similar to that of your manifold pressure, yeah? And then the third one should be a small drop in our fuel flow. You can tap on the instruments here as well. Absolutely class. Alright, back into idle. Quick flight control test. Full forward, full back, full left, full right. They're all clear. Go ahead and get our lights on. Strobes come on here as well. Transponder. It's kind of marginal VF4. We'll just put in something makey-uppy. We'll stick that onto altitude reporting. Weather radar is indeed on. We can also glance in here to check the condition of our engine. We have a KNS 80 down here if we want to use this for our nav options. Air conditioning unit is off. Power is looking good. Nothing on our annunciator. Alright lads, time to fly. You couldn't sleep, so you're back in the office. Excellent. Barrow is set. Yeah, we're looking good here. Easy now. Alrighty. Onto the runway we go. There's a lesser crosswind here, so that's why we went with 1.6. Alright, hold position. Standby electric, that's okay. We're going to put our heading to runway heading. Easy now, spin her across. We set 4,000 feet for vertical speed. We've armed that, and we can actually put in the rate of climb we want. We'll climb in 1,000 feet a minute, and then we can engage the autopilot after. Everything's armed here for the moment. Right, so we are walking, talking, and soon to be squawking. Let's go flying. Power coming in. Watch that torque. Advancing our power. Up to the takeoff line. Takeoff power set. Airspeed is alive. There's 60 knots. We'll give it a little bit more just down to the size of us, right? There's 70 knots, 80 knots. Right, yep, see daisy. Nice, gentle takeoff. Look at you guys. Okay, gear. Gear coming up. Flaps coming in. And just ease off the level of climb. And just pick up a little bit of airspeed here. And we'll be circling around to the left. If the airspeed is alive, the Caravan will fly, yeah. There's phenomenal short takeoff and landing capability in this. Okay, we're keeping an eye on our torque. Speed is coming up nicely. We're still climbing. Coming up on 1,000 feet. Left turn coming across here. Easy now. Just working on our pitch trim. We're going to be hitting some clouds here now in a moment. Here's the coastline. And we can see our indications to say that our landing gear is indeed up. Alright, easy now. So there's the 1,000 feet. We're trimmed out fairly well. Just keep an eye on that power. Climb rate is okay. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a straighten up here. And we'll go into some of this clouds. We'll get above that ceiling here now in a moment. We'll fire over our autopilot. So we're going to say we want heading mode. And we want to climb at about 700 feet a minute. We've keyed in 4,000 feet. All there should be looking grand. Temperatures and pressures. So torque is looking good. Prop is good. Our ITT is hot as balls. Is off the old torque there. RPM is good, oil pressure and temperature is good, fuel flow is good, and cabin temperature 26. Message on our avionics, set course, that's okay. So we continue to climb. As this torque starts dropping out, and obviously the higher we get, we can now close off the inertial separator. That's going to give us more torque. So we're going to close. Watch what happens to the inertial separator. When we push this in, keep an eye on the torque. See that climbing? So you want to be quick on the controls to make sure. It's usually about 20%, give or take. So you want to watch for that. So inertial separator is in. And we're going to do a left turn. We'll head on over 90 degrees. We'll aim for about 300 degrees here on a left turn. And our plan is to just punch through the clouds as we get up to about 4,000 feet off the ground. It's a big machine. And like, there's even a difference flying this versus the cargo variant. You can feel the difference. This is much heavier. But doesn't it look absolutely gorgeous? So we're on live time and live weather. If you'd like to join us on the Southeast Asian server, currently flying in heading mode. We're going to do another left turn now. Let's just verify this on the glare. So we're going to aim for, I don't know, let's go 210 degrees for the moment. Bit of cloud we're picking up here now. Want to watch for icing. Again, keep an eye on our outside air temperature. So we've dropped about 5 degrees, nothing major. We're only up at around 2,000 feet, heading up to 3,000. That will drop off an awful lot more. Now, in terms of our weather, stab is off. So let me see. Can we get some precip stuff here? See the way it's pointing down? So if we bring this guy up a bit and bring the range in. What else do you want here? That'll do. 1,000 feet to go, reminder. If we tilt this guy up a little bit, and bearing in mind, that's our weather pod out there, our radar. But we should start getting information here, and if we don't, that could be just a chat we need to have with Black Square. We should be getting something on our screen here. Vertical profile, nothing coming there. Stab trim is off. That's interesting. Alright, we'll keep an eye. Weather's beneath us now, so hang on. Tilt this divil down a bit. And it's going to be another left-hand turn. Yeah, it only picks up precip. Yeah. Awesome pigeon. Good to see you, buddy. Still have a selection of flaps. Oh, we do, look. Well spotted. I was wondering why our speed was only holding at 120. You see, awesome pigeon.
It's a big 10-4, good buddy.
The man is a legend. Proby Pete, thank you very much indeed. Cheers, buddy. 32 months. The man is a legend. Very kind of you, sir. Now let's have a quick look here. So we could probably switch this over to nav mode. And it should kind of bring us to what we're trying to do. We can see where this is here now. So with our autopilot, we're going to arm nav. It's armed. Now we're going to turn our heading to intercept, and then she'll automatically pick up that line. Just be careful your angle is no more than kind of like 45 degrees. Depending on, like, aircraft autopilots vary. This sort of setup here that we're running, which is what, the a Cap 140, this should be fine. Absolutely fine. And the views here so far, this is looking beautiful. What do we think, lads? A pretty machine for sure, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Here's our autopilot capturing. Elevate and Aviate, thank you very much indeed for the follow. Great name. Very happy Sunday to you. Where's the Flow gadget from? So this is called The Wheel. Exclamation point wheel gives you a link to where Rambog has created it. You can download it for free once you have Pro. Flow Pro. We got some fireflies with us today. Jeez, look at the amount of them. Multiplayer flights, lads, you cannot bait it. Flying tonight is here, good to see you. Happy Sunday, buddy. You're chefing for your family din-dins. Come on yourself. Watch your back, Murph. I spot a wild Mrs. TPHI and you're not there for her to violate. Beautiful. Okay, so quick check on how we're getting on here. Now, we can utilize a little bit more torque if we want to, but I think we're actually getting very good performance here. We're cruising here at around 155. If we were to look at the wind information, so we can actually update our PMS unit here. So I'm going to go to menu. Now I'm going to change my fields around. I don't need to see track or direct track, so I'm going to change these. Top left, we're going to change this to wind. So we'll scroll down here, and we will look for our wind speed and direction. Top right, I'm going to put in an estimated time to our destination, how long it'll take us to get there rather than showing the time. So estimated time arrival, estimated time to waypoint, or estimated time to destination. So I'm going to put all that in and just click back. And now I've saved what I want this unit, and it'll remember this for this aircraft. So I can see we have wind of 25 knots. We're about an hour and 24 to our final stop. Distance to our next waypoint, 83 miles, and our ground speed, GS, that's the speed in which we're over the ground, which is different than your vertical or your airspeed, right? It's 143. Buttons were pressed. Sangio, dude, thank you very, very much indeed, with the Wing Commander over on YouTube. Dude, thank you very much. That is insane support. Thank you very, very much indeed. Kanzui, yes. Oh yeah, never thought of testing the gadget. Balls. Wait, we can test the gadget, Kanzui. Hang on. Thumbnails. Pictures of me for my YouTube videos. I'm a great bit of gas, me. Right, do I have the latest version? Version 1.29, is it? Hang on, lads. Hang on, we'll grab the new version. 1.29. Right, download this. What Kanzui has done here, lads, he's gone off and made, well, I'll show you. He's gone off and he's made a flight tracker, keeping an eye on who's doing what. You can load a flight plan in there now. Get out of town. Right, let's have a look here. Version, where do we want this to live? I want this to live over here. Hide you. And then you come across. Come on, Murph, you can do it. You can come across to there. Okay, version 1.09er. Let's activate it. Okay, my call sign is Murph. I'm going to create a group, right? I'll show you what it does. So basically, we can set this up in such a way that you can track other aircraft or indeed the leader of a group flight. You'll see the information here. Look, we can even load a plan. This is going to go downloads. Did I save this as a flight? No. Okay, don't worry about that. Group code is going to be TTM. I'm going to click on continue. I'm going to start the flight and I'll turn on my overlay, look. So here's my overlay. Transparency so you can see what's going on. We'll go large here. So that's going to show you where I am. One pilot is connected so far. If you guys have the same app, it's over in our Discord. You can grab it there, right? And you can see along the top here, we have our start, our midpoint, and our finish. And it'll also show you the the aircraft flying along. Other people who connect, they should appear on that as well, you know. Can you explain the annunciation lights as they appear? These guys, engine fire, you have a fire in your engine. Low voltage is for your battery. If there's a door opened, you get a warning. Oil pressure for your engine. Vacuum is off your gyro for suction, right? Generator warning. Reservoir fuel. Your battery overheat. Emergency power lever. So if we deploy this guy, right, you get a warning up on screen. Let me see. Left fuel low, battery hot. So battery overheating or battery hot. So you get the caution and then you get it's overheated. Auxiliary booster pump is on. Right fuel low or right fuel low. So your fuel tanks are up here. They're your selectors, and then you can see your fuel quantities over here. And see the way they're kind of moving naturally, right? If you bank the aircraft or put it into a climb or a descent, it'll react to that. The fuel swish and swash, liquid inside tanks, is actually fully simulated in this aircraft, and it's physics driven. It's not like, yeah, it should do this. For example, I'm going to come off the autopilot here, and I'm going to bank the aircraft to its left-hand side. Have a look at the fuel. See the movement? Right? So it's simulating what that swish and all, it's class what it does, right? So that's why you're able to tap on the glass, just in case like airlock gets in there, right? So that's what that does. What else do we have here now? Fuel pressure, standby electric power. You would always have standby power on as part of the POH, but if that light came on, it will tell you there's an issue. Usually you get that at a low power setting on the ground, right? Binman, welcome in. Johnny Shoe is here, welcome aboard. TTM, Neil, TTM. I can remember my old car doing that. If I kept turning right, it never ran out of fuel, right? Derek is here, welcome in. Good to see you guys. What else do we have here? So standby electric power inoperable. It's either off or broken. Starter energized. That's letting you know your starter is engaged. And again, you got to be careful running your starter motor. You have a maximum amount of time in which you can keep a starter running before it'll wear itself out. Prop beta, so that's your propeller put into a beta range. Windshield anti-ice, that's letting you know if you have your anti-ice systems deployed. Ignition, we have ours set to normal, but we can have the ignition manually turned on. Fuel select if there's something turned off. And then your de-icing pressure. So when it comes to de-icing, we can turn on our prop anti-ice, but your de-ice is on your boots here. So if you look at the leading edge of our wing, what we have here, right, there's a membrane. That black cover, it's almost like a black membrane, and in behind it then you have these boots. They're mechanically operated pistons, right, and they have like this kind of a rib effect. The idea being is they'll push forward inside the membrane, but the idea is when they push forward, it's literally to break ice off of the wing. That's what it does, right? And we have these in a number of areas. Usually anything that has a leading edge, because ice does two things to our aircraft. One, it increases weight, and two, it increases the shape of that nacelle, of that wing, meaning that you're not going to have enough lift being generated by that wing. Ice is detrimental to aircraft, hence we have a way to de-ice it. Anti-ice is different. Anti-ice uses a chemical, usually alcohol mixed with something else, and that idea is there's tiny little jets, little perforated holes, tiny, like pinholes, along the leading edge. And when the anti-ice is being deployed, these jets are just literally pushing that liquid out, and then it wraps around the wing. Because there's a chemical there, water, it can't form ice when it hits freezing. It keeps the temperature away from it. That's what it does, right? Leading edge here on our elevators and also on our stabilizer, and we should have it on the props as well. You can't see it now because, well, the props are going too fast. But you'll notice then you don't have boots on the prop, naturally, because, well, the prop doesn't have room to put boots in. But you do have an anti-ice system. So, for example, we can go ahead and turn this on, our prop anti-ice, right? So if we were to come down to here, and three things happen when you turn on your prop anti-ice. One, well, your props get anti-ice. Two, you could now be running down your anti-ice fluid on board. And three, it can create electromagnetic interference with your compass. Be aware of that. So if we go down here, look, windshield anti-ice must be off for takeoff and landing, grand. Here's our prop. And here's, your stall heat, pedostatic heat. Temperature-wise, we shouldn't need it at 4,000 feet. Like, we're still, what? We're 18 degrees. We don't need it, right? Water won't freeze at this altitude. But anyway, if we were to say, right, let's go ahead and we have, see this W and S, that's our wing surfaces, and then your boot pressure. That's the pressure then of the boots opening and closing. But anyway, prop, we're going to flick this on to manual. Off. So, doesn't look like I can hold it in manual, but if I press and hold it, you can balls. You can see up here, see this prop anti-ice? That's letting us know the amps now, so that's drawing on the aircraft, right? And they're now turned on. So if I were to look at my magnetic compass, we're currently here. Let's make sure she's zeroed. Let me see, 27, 26, 25. So we're around 26. Now, if I were to turn this off, let's just see if we get a reading here. So we're around 2.6. We'll turn that off. We'll verify that our prop anti-ice amps have dropped. And if we come back up here to our compass, see the movement? We're back around 24.5, 25. So you need to watch for that, right? And again, Nick has done a splendid job simulating this. You can tap on the glass to make sure. So these are things that's simulated in the Black Square fleet. It happens in real life. So let's say, for example, we didn't have fancy GPS systems and we were trying to follow, just a heading, a course. And I'm on 250, but your prop de-icer is on, or your anti-ice is on. Well, it'll throw you. So you want to watch for that. Now, as we're managing our aircraft, because again, there's not a whole lot of automation there to save you from breaking it. If you were to look at something more modern like the TBM, right, they have the the condition and the prop and your throttle in the 930. It's all built into one single unit. It's almost like a FADEC kind of a solution. The engine looks after itself, right? We don't have that luxury, so we need to keep an eye on everything here. Our ITT is important, so right now, our torque setting is good. Our prop is, the governor is holding it in place, but we're pretty much limited by our ITT, meaning I can't really put more torque into this to increase our speed because I'm limited by the internal turbine temperature. That's what that means. And then we have our NG. Again, governor's going to hold that. Oil and oil temperature and oil pressure. Once they're in the green, they're fine. But you want to be monitoring these. If you suddenly start seeing an increase in oil pressure, the temperature is going to come up with that pressure. If the pressure starts dropping, now you have to start troubleshooting. But why am I losing oil pressure? Could be damage, could be a leak, could be the air temperature on the engine, all these things. So if we come down to the tablet, this actually paints a picture of what's going on when it comes to the engine, right? So let's have a look. Booster pumps are off. It's gravity fed at the moment. If we turn on the booster pumps, two things will happen. We'll get a warning up on the screen. Booster pump is now on. And now you can see that the booster pump motor is now turning. All right? So we'll put it back to normal. Everything here is okay. Now we could turn off the booster pump. Shouldn't starve the engine because they're gravity fed. But bearing in mind now, any kind of high bank or attitude of the aircraft might impact on that, right? So I tend to leave them in the normal position. Our fuel heaters, not going to apply to us today. It's good and warm out here. Fuel filters, that's all okay. Fuel control unit. We have our governor here from the prop, chip detection, and now it's our main temperatures. So this down at the bottom, this is indicating our airflow coming into the engine, right? So our cold air is coming in, and your cold air can run a number of different things. It can go into the engine. You also have ram air, right? So it's like the actual air hitting the airframe. We can divert some of that into our onboard, environmental controls, right? So for example, if I were to open the flap here for the vent, hear the sound? That's literally opening the vent on the side of the airplane to allow some of that air from outside in. Pretty cool. If we wanted to use a heater, unless there's a heater element, it'll actually deflect some of the hot air from the engine into another cooler or into another filter and then into the cabin itself to make it warm. And that's usually controlled by your engine bleed heater. So if we were to put on the bleed air switch, that'll now start diverting some of the hot air from the exhaust system back into the cabin. But it's clean. It's going through filters and whatnot. Yeah. Any visible water, i.e. clouds, and a pilot and anti-ice heat should be on to stop ice impacting. Depends on the temperature, of course. But yeah, if you know you're now in very cold air, it's still 20 degrees at 4,000 feet. Now if we go up to, I don't know, the rule of thumb is, what is it? It's like 1 degree for every 1,000 feet, give or take, or 1.5 degree per every 1,000 feet, right? So if we were to climb a little bit higher here, good man Murphy, you're going completely the wrong way. Let's hide this fella. Autopilot, what happened? Nav, GPS, will it respond? Probably not. So we need to go heading mode. I wonder what happened there. I'm waffling and we're now heading away, you know, somewhere else. You grand. Sky Blue Radio, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Flipper Alloy, happy Sunday, bud. P.S. Miranda, hello there. Yeah, so there's me waffling on and we're now gone miles inland. That's what I could never be a real life pilot, lads, you know. We'd never get to our destination. Probably shook the autopilot off, swashing the fuel. That's probably what I did. It's alright, we just took a little bit of a detour. We're going back to our heading of about 160 degrees and we have our nav mode armed. We will once again intercept that magenta line. Do you know? Swap21 is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hola. So yeah, we're looking good here in terms of our systems. It's purely monitoring at this stage. So between your monitoring, then you go into your ATC, then you go into your navigation. There's quite a lot that's going on here, right? What else do we have? Like there's redundancy built into a lot of systems here. But by and large, I mean, the Caravan is designed for single pilot operation. You fly it, you'd be grand, do you know? But there is quite a fair bit of stuff to keep our eye on. We have very sophisticated avionics here with this 750. We can have no GPS in this if we wish, right? We can throw an ORNAV unit in here. It's pretty cool. Flights with Joel, good to see you. In real life is easier sometimes. Not thinking of anyone else. Yeah, 100%. Joel, it's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. CJ3 operator, welcome in, buddy. Area 51, hello from Puerto Rico. Hello from Tipperary, good to see you. Yeah, you can turn them all off and you have options to do that in the tablet as well. It's class, like, you have a lot of options on, you know, how you want to fly the airplane. What experience do you want from it? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So with this variant, this is a passenger variant. So if we want to go exploring things out the back here. Again, Nick has done great work. We've all interior lights here we can mess with. This thing at night time is beautiful. So we have a number of different cabin lights. And what else do we have? More switches back here. There's a ton of internal lights in here. So this is your, traditionally this is your cargo door. And even in, like, when I jumped out of one of these, it was the cargo door. It wasn't a hinge though, it was a slider. What you'd find on a C-47. But yeah, seating capacity in this, like, what have we got? 15 or so? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think 15 is the capacity, but the seating on this build for, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 1 is 13. In theory, they'll probably fly with 12. But if you look at the space back here for cargo, I mean, you could easily throw in another bench here, maybe, you know? Loads of room. Loads and loads of room. CP is here. Good to see you, buddy. Happy Sunday. You're very welcome in. So our electrical system, our gyro suction, that's all grand. Battery voltage is where we're reading it. So we're up around 29. So if we look at the volts here, right? The draw on our voltage versus how much work the generator is doing, right? So the generator is going to show us ampage. So if I were to turn on systems, the generator load will increase. If I turn off systems, our voltage meter will drop, I think. No, maybe it's the amp meter. So if I go back to my generator... Oh, sure, hang on. The generator is generating the volts for me. Yeah, don't mind what I just said. It's the generator we're going to look at. So if we look at the current load in the generator, if we turn off heavy lights, which tend to be your landing lights and your strobes. And then anything that's heating the aircraft, be it your bleed air, you know, pitot-static heat, that's a small little heater element in that pitot tube. So we're just sitting here, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 6.5 volts. If we turn on the pitot, anything that's heating the airframe, even like the boots and all this jazz, stall heat, wing light, just by throwing these systems on, you want to be careful of what's being generated from your generator. They're fine at, you know, the aircraft is running normal, so there's, I'll leave my lights on. The aircraft is generating sufficient power because, well, sure, we're flying, right? However, if you're on the ground at low torque, low RPM, even low idle, you'll notice the lights dim. As you put more electrical systems through the current, lights will dim. If you engage the starter, the lights will dim. It's all simulated in this class. Murph, I've noticed you're on nav mode and veer far off course and pass a waypoint. The autopilot will try and take you back to your previous leg. It depends on the autopilot, but yes, it depends on the autopilot. Some autopilots, they'll only engage a direct to heading within like a 45-degree arc. Do you know? The GNS. Okay. Nate is here, good to see you. More than a bench, looks like you could throw in a small sofa, right? They're huge, aren't they? They're massive. Joel says, I'm sure I had something to do. Now I've forgotten it. It's grand, Joel. It's Sunday. Don't worry. So with the wing ling that Kanzui made, we can now see that with just 5 pilots connected in our group, I can see the location. So we've Vulcan, we've Colonel Fork, Retriever Neil, and Tenured. And it might be hard to see in your screen here, but I can see visually where they are in relation to me. And I can change the layout here. If I go to this screen, it's going to give me a direction of, well, who am I looking for? Well, where's Colonel Fork? If I do a drop down, Colonel Fork is behind my position. He's at 4,500 feet, climbing, and he's doing 189 knots. This freeware plugin that runs independent of your sim, it's a small lightweight application ran off your desktop. The idea behind it is it will help you find people flying around you that may or may not be displayed in the sim. It just means you're able to fly with your buddies. I think this is awesome. It's still kind of alpha, right? But he's working on it, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it's for free. Kanzui's a genius. Mark Pierce, good to see you. Gregor is here, good to see you. Yeah, he really has to, hasn't he? Murph, I'd love to see another radio stack option. Does it have a unit like a KNS-81 or NAV? So these are our options when it comes to our avionics. We have our options here. So our primary display, we have a KX 155 Bravo, a KLN 90, the GNS 530, and a GTN 750. And then our backup, again, we have the KX 155, we have a GNS 430, or the GTN 650. Now, flying this during the middle of a flight, you know what I'm like, so we'll give it a lash. If we just have KX 155s, let's confirm this. Autopilot disconnect. Let's see what the plane does. This could, like, freak out. There we go. Right? So now it's killed me autopilot because there's no nav source. So straight away,
Hello there.
no GPS. We're flying now by radio. The KNS 80 is fitted by default. That's in there. Right? If we want to go to a KLN 90 with a 430, give it a moment. So there's the old KLN 90. This is like old school, right? The package isn't found. I need to grab it from GitHub. Fair enough. But it did put in a 430. And then we can throw in a 530 with a 430. That's probably more realistic for these Caravans at this age. You'd rarely see them with 750s because like a 750 is 20 grand, right? This is more like it, what you'd have in the aircraft. And Nick has these coded with the working title stuff as well. So I like me fancy avionics because I've bought the PMS 50 GTN. I adore that hardware. It's so intuitive. So I'm going to select that for me flight today. So we'll see if it'll remember me flight. It probably won't. So let me see. Autopilot will re-engage it. We'll stick it on heading mode because we're on an intercept. If we look at our flight plan, yeah, so we need to put all this in again. So we'll put in what we were flying. KSSI, enter. Our final stop today is going to be St. Pete down at Clearwater. We have a stop coming up soon at 28 Juliet. So there's a flight plan. We'll come back one into our map. CDI is already set to GPS. If we zoom out, there's that magenta line that we're tracking. Altitude we need to set to 4,000, which we are. V-speed is now held. We're going to arm the altitude. V-speed needs to be leveled. And we should be altitude hold. So we need to climb to 4,000. So, altitude. 4,000. Arm it. Alt. Arm. Right, so get ourselves back up. Heading is doing heading. Again, want to sync your directional indicator. We're on GPS mode. You have a message coming in, probably asking us to set a course. It's fine. We're going to intercept this magenta line and then we continue on. Weather, I've nothing coming in yet. We could look at the weather screen here on the GTN. It's pretty much going to be doing the same what this guy's doing. Can't see anything here ahead of me. Stab trim, or stab is on. It is on. Message. What else can we do? We can show traffic, we can show terrain, right? So you get the idea. And you can overlay them on your main screen as well. Pretty cool. Isn't the TDS GTN better? It depends. So the TDS GTN XI, that uses the official Garmin trainers. So it's using the same software that powers them. However, I find the PMS 50 has way more options for a flight simmer. We have things like autopilot control. We can put in... Its VNAV is quite good. Weather works here really, really well. I think there's just better options on the PMS 50. However, if you're flying an X-plane, then I strongly recommend the TDS one. I think it's excellent on X-plane. Plus, you can update Navigraph data rather than having to go Garmin road, which is like thousands of quid. So we can have a look in here, right? We can look at here. Well, here's our systems page. Go into utilities. We can open up our autopilot here, and we have this ATC. This will actually scan if there's any real-world VATSIM ATC online. We can search for that here, which is deadly, right? If we go back one, I wonder now, updating. Okay, I could have broken this now. I don't know if Nick has this programmed in. We'll leave it for the moment. It's gone off to pull or poll information. Now we should have gone onto nav mode. It didn't like that. So we'll use our backup. Heading, nav, and then we need to tighten up our heading once again to get us back onto that magenta line. The TDS gives you options for crossfill, which is nice, but I think, you know, this yoke is sufficient. So, nav is armed. Once you intercept this, we're going to grab it. I could have broken this gadget up here now. Press and hold home, nothing. Press and hold direct, nothing. And I can't exit this screen. So, yeah, I need to... oh, there we go. Audio panel home, and then we're okay. Some of the other utilities in here, as I said, you have your autopilot. There's just some cool stuff in here, do you know? Cy120, good to see you. The TDS GTN XI, it uses Navigraph. Yeah, no, I know that. Like, over an X-plane, I would recommend it more so, because it's the only one in X-plane, right? The real, or the reality GTNs, they don't do it. But for Microsoft Flight Sim, I think the PMS 50 is more than good. More than good. So, we're limping back towards that magenta line. We're going to be doing a stop here in a few moments. The airport is 28 Juliet. Let's just go ahead and have a now look at it there. So we'll click on it. And we'll start bringing up some information about this airport. So we're going to open up the airport and we can see, first of all, the weather. So altimeter is 3000 inches of mercury. Not far off it. Winds currently are 150, 13 knots. Okay, runways. 150. 17 is probably what we're going to go for, lads. Runway 17, alright. So we'll plan that. So as we continue on our magenta line, once we start coming into the area, you can look for visual reference points on the ground. You know, we're going to see where the lake and all this kind of stuff is, so we can follow it in that way. Now, in terms of our autopilot, has nav mode now engaged? Not just yet. We're still in this intercept. And see the way it says here, nav armed? We're still on heading mode. So as soon as we intercept this magenta line, the aircraft goes, right, I'm on my track. Now, you don't need to follow this track. If we did a direct to, right, so if I go into here, we go direct, and if I were to put in select a waypoint, if I go in 28 Juliet, enter, we'll immediately go into a GPS nav mode. Immediately, because it's from your current position, not your last known position, or your starting location, right? So you have a couple of options on how you do it. So heading mode is now off. The aircraft is following nav mode. As a backup, I'd always put heading in sync. Sync your heading, right? But yeah, apart from that, I think we're good. ITT is looking a little bit hot here. We're right on the limit, right? So the only real way to do this is going to start easing off some of that torque. So if we torque back roughly there, you can see our ITT starting to come down. Alright? Because if you leave these things alone, yes, you're going to start damaging the engine, but this is where systems start to fail. You're increasing the chances of a system starting to fail on you, which is cool. Mark says, the Black Square aircraft, mine, Murph. I have the Duke. I'll get more Black Square Pro versions. Well worth it. Yeah, dude, they're awesome. And Just Flight as well. Just Flight have some cracking aircraft. Their Arrow, right? Absolutely brilliant. Like, we've a handful. We've more than a handful now. Like, there's so many brilliantly modelled aircraft in the sim now. A2A have done it. FS Reborn have done it. Any builds have done it with the 406. That thing is brilliant. Just Flight, Black Square. Milviz did a great Cessna, the 310, great bit of stuff. Well, when they were called Milviz, they're now Blackbird simulations. But yeah, there's some really good options now for general aviation, which is it's just great to see. Do you know? It's just great to see. Right, we're doing well. We're doing very well. Zybok, hope you're well, buddy. Alright, so we'll be landing in probably... Well, we can do... Check it out. So we can go to utility here. Flight timers, checklist, fuel planning, logs, autopilot map. Go back. Charts, procedure, nearest... or waypoint info. We go in waypoint info. It's an airport, 28J, time zone, that's all grand. Distance is 24.5 miles, right? That's the elevation of it. The weather data, she'll load this in. So that's the current METAR. No TAF available, fair enough. What ATC frequencies are available, what procedures are available, a preview of the field. Nearest visual reference points, nothing there. Now we should get a time to this, so distance or bearing. So if we wanted a time to this, here we go here. So we'll follow N1, which is nav1, right, which is set to GPS. So this is 26.5. Hang on, what's nav1 tuned to? Let us see. Procedures. What do we say? Runway 17. There's RNAV stuff in here. I'm trying to see, how do we get... How do I get the distance from here? So RNAV. Or NAV1. So what I'm trying to... How do I tune this puppy to give me DME? GPS is there. We should be getting this from our GPS. Think now, Murphy. How do we do this? Huh. So that's for radio. Down to Key West, wouldn't that be a flight? Steve says, feel like I'm behind on the news. The Blackbird simulation have released the C-130. It's not new. Yeah, no, it needs a bit of work, but it's getting there. I thought I seen your last stream with the Unibills Caravan. You nosed up the air a lot. No, so Mark, no, with the... I went back to Unibills on that. No, it's actually the angle of attack of the aircraft. It sits like that. And it's a challenge to the pilot, for sure. Now, what information can we get here? Airport information. Is there an approach? There's RNAV stuff. There's GPS for runway 9er as well. Yeah, I don't know how to get DME stuff using GPS. I need to figure out how to do that. Huh. There is a way I can do this without a frequency, because it'll use the GPS to give me a DME. I just need to figure out how we do that. N1 is taking it from your kind of nav radios. Yeah, that one, yeah, that's no use to us. Yeah, that's what I mean. But there should be something that we get it. I mean, we can get it through here. You know, I mean, I can go, right, map, menu, change the fields, and this can be distance to waypoint, or estimated time to waypoint. Here we go. Estimated time to waypoint. There we go. 6 minutes. We figured it out eventually. Brilliant. There's Thaddeus above us. Man, this is looking absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? 'Tis only lovely, lads. 'Tis lovely. Muse fan is here. Kept us up all night watching that f***ing thing. Good to see you, Muse. Stingray, good to see you, buddy. Fish soup. Are you mad? Mad. Well, there's a huge weather change. Right. There's no need to panic here now, lads. So, autopilot. We're going to go over to heading mode. We're going to make a right turn here. And the reason being is we want to head her on in to runway 17. So, small bit of a right turn. I've already eased off the power. Speed is coming down. Our lights are on. And we are, what, 7 minutes out? We should be grand though. Scott, it's out on Tuesday. It's a preview at the moment, buddy. It should release on Tuesday. So our first stop coming up here at 28 Juliet, Palatka Municipal Airport. So our angle of attack is starting to lift because I've eased off the power, so we'll just push in a little bit more power. We're going to come off the autopilot. Autopilot disconnect. We're going to add in a small bit of rudder trim here. And we can start descending here now as well. So watch your power as you do this. Keep an eye on all our temperatures. And our torque is nice and low now, so we're just going to get ourselves kind of somewhat ready for landing here. Bit of trim. Alright, I think I see the runway. Let's go ahead with this inertial separator. Okay. Alright, we'll see what the story is ahead of us as we continue to fly in. Oh, Jesus. Easy now. Bit more pitch trim needed. Can't wait to get your hands on it. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, buddy. Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Like, you know, for general aviation aircraft, this to us is a huge release. So we do have aileron trim in here as well. I'm just looking at that where it is. Our rudder trim is okay. She probably needs a touch of aileron trim, but we're feeling good. So we'll keep ourselves about 1,000 feet a minute as we're dropping down. Power settings are grand. Temperature, quick check. 20 degrees at this altitude. Cabin temperature is a little bit cool, but once we get landed, we can she'll start warming up fairly quick. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, Scott, it looks awesome, doesn't it? Alright, 4 minutes out. So we're looking for runway 17. I think it's there. It is there. So again, this is the challenge now. We got to be careful with the height. We're considerably higher in this plane versus a standard Caravan, right? I mean, look at all this. Plus our wheels will drop down even further. So we must be careful. How did you manage the constant left bank? You can use aileron. You have aileron trim on this Caravan as well. So you have rudder trim. So you'd put in rudder trim for takeoff to allow for that adverse yaw. But you also have aileron trim. Which it's just great for kind of the anti-torque of the prop. It is a 208, yeah. Cessna's 208, also known as a Grand Caravan or the Super Caravan, but it is a 208 variant. Alright, we'll turn off the name tag so we can see the runway. And we shall just ramble in here. Speed is looking good. We're still descending, coming up around 2,000 feet. Make sure our barrow is correct. And we're visual on this one. So we're hovering at around 130 knots here. We'll go ahead and deploy the landing gear.
Yep, gear position.
Landing gear in transit.
Yep, gear position.
There we go.
Yep, gear position.
We're okay, thanks for playing. Let that speed come down a little bit more, then we'll drop a notch of flaps. Is it the EX variant? No, I don't think so. No. So the EX variant, that's the more modern one. They tend to come with the glass cockpits as well. This is kind of your, you know, 1990s variant. A proper Caravan, do you know? The workhorse Caravan, that's what this one is. Alright, speed is 120, we can drop one notch. And as we do this, of course, the plane is going to try and pitch up. Easy now. Okay, we'll go 20 degrees now. We're at 110. Let's watch that speed bleeding off. Prop is full. Keep an eye on that condition and our torque. Small bit of power here at 90 knots. Would you recommend the Unibil's Caravan, Murph? Yes, absolutely. It's a great airplane. I don't have a PPL. No. Where's the CD player? Right. All right, get ourselves back here in a little glide. Norris Viking, good to see you, buddy. All right, watch the speed coming in. We're a little bit high. Easy now. Flaps are 20. Give it the full beans. That's going to help with our speed. And we're getting ourselves back on that glide. Okay, looking good. Can't wait for Tuesday. Yeah. Bird strike. Shag off. We're saying to engines you can get a bird strike.
Gear is down for runway landing.
Thanks very much, Paddy.
Check gear.
Gear is down for runway landing.
Check gear.
Gear is down for runway landing.
Pitched.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Big car, looking to see you. Norse Viking, thanks. Alright, so this will be a challenge because the height, right? So let's see what happens. Bit too early. It was a rookie mistake. We hate to see it. 90 knots coming in. Alright, speed management is fairly okay. Aim for the center line. And just watch this flare because we're so high up, right? Alright, watch the flare. Here's idle. Hold. There's a touch. 164 into beta. Alright, not too bad. Jays, look how high up we are. Okay, 40 knots. Manual braking. Flaps coming in. Out of beta. And we'll vacate here on our left. Easy now. Run over the poppy lights. Good man yourself, Murphy. Just want to clear the runway. Alright, first stop complete. Cabin temperatures now starting to climb, 24 degrees. Got some windows open. Yes! We'll get out of everyone's way. We'll go this way. Alright, so fuel is good. We're going to head down next to St. Pete. And we might try an L water landing on the way, just for the crack of it. Easy now. Alright. Nice little airport, this. There's everyone all lined up, out in their Sunday best. You'll love to see it. Alright. Hey, Kill Switch is here, good to see you. 27 degrees? Bloody hell. It's too warm for windows. Get that AC on. There's Mrs. GBHI. That temperature's starting to drop down a bit. There's your standby warning. And the RPM up a smidgen. That should turn off. There she goes. Oh, we got some helicopters with us. I better go this way not to run over people. It's alright, lads, I'll go on the grass. Like, look at the height of us over, like, a TBM, look. Not frightening, isn't it? Jesus. I found a nice tool at flightsim.tl called Skyhope. Ooh. Cyrus was showing me something yesterday. It looked actually very, very good. It was a way to manage... It was basically a fancy way to manage, like, a bat file. You're able to launch multiple things. And you can put, like, delays in there as well. Freaking class. Alrighty. So, for takeoff, double notch of flaps. Let's get ourselves stopped here for the moment. Into idle. Alright, so we're going to depart here. Runway 17. Altitude will go back up to 4,000 feet. Go ahead, rearm. Altitude arm. And then it's going to be VS. That's looking good. Alright, flaps are set. Time to go flying. Are we ready? Inertial separator's okay. Flaps are set for takeoff. Alright, let's see what happens. Power coming in. Watch the torque limit. Easy. Easy. Take a power set. Release the brakes. And we're rolling. I think I'm hearing a sound bug. Sounds like something is stuck on. Alright, there's 60 knots. There's 70 knots. Oopsie daisy. Oh, isn't it only gorgeous? Alright, gear up. Flaps 10. We have a radar altitude in this as well. So it's like proper height over the ground. Alright, there's 300 feet. Flaps fully in. Did work on the trim. Engage the autopilot. Now we should be getting vertical speed here. Way to kill us. Watch the trim. Will it regain it itself? Nope. Alright, try that now. There we have it. Never a dull moment. Right, what's our torque like? Ease off the power a little bit. I do always struggle sometimes with the autopilot. When you put it in, when you arm something, then you activate it. I'm fairly certain this is a, certain this is a Murphy issue. Do you know? Heading mode, roll right. Now, hang on a second. We've loads of rivers and lakes and stuff around us. In actual fact, we've St. John's Lake over here to our left-hand side. Let's rally to that for the minute, and let's just see if we can maintain altitude here. Watch your power. Keep the inertial separator open. And we'll try a water landing, right? I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? Everything Murphy. Everything can go wrong. Should be grand. Hey, there's Cessna driver with us. 10-yard Lucky Bow. Who else is with us today? Dudu. There's Toto, Retriever Neil, Morpheus Pilot, Bio Games, Commodore 64, Vulcan, Cracker, Mrs. TPHI, Parrot is with us, Fierce Wolf, UTB, Mr. TPHI, Nate, Thaddeus, Fibro, Daz Higgy, it looks like, Angry Bee. Looking good, lads, looking good. Right. There's a bit of a lake there we can probably touch it down on, so we'll go manual. Autopilot off. Now our rudder. Let us see. Because I think our rudders are sitting up. Shouldn't they, like, drop? Maybe not. We'll see. That's our main landing gear. There's no other switch that I can see, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think they're attached to the landing gear. Are they attached to the landing gear? So if I were to deploy the landing gear, right? That's there. So we'll go gear up, right? Now can I interact with this puppy over here? Oh, is that the depth we can use them, look? Hang on a second. That looks like it's an emergency...
Gear for water landing.
Yeah. That's an emergency pump, I'd say. I'll tell you.
Gear is up for water landing. Check gear.
You're alright, wait there, Betsy.
Check.
If I were to pump this now... Yeah, that's an emergency gear pump. So if I'm pumping that like a muppet, our gear should be coming down. Which it is, look. Alright, okay. We figured that bit out. Put you back to, like, in the middle. Gear up. Right, they're up. Right, let's see what happens here. This needs to be very careful. Good thing is the winds are calm. Jason, don't hit the bait, whatever you do. 80 knots, full flaps. Nice and gentle. Are you going to have to consult the manual? Well, something I should do. Man, the water's glass here. Looks beautiful. Right, what's your height? Look at this big E just... Pitched. Leave your grand. Watch the flare. Hold. Oh, yeah. Oh, very nice. Alright. That's a better range. So I'm trying to figure out now the rudders, right? So, fuel shut off. That's all cabin firewall stuff. I'm wondering, should the inertial separator be off? No, it should be open, shouldn't it? Just bind the key. The rudders aren't down, so... But there should be a switch inside the aircraft, right? So this is for landing gear, look. Although it says up, water, down, land. So they're up. So all we're trying to do here is figure out the... We'll consult the manual. Let's see what happens. Right. So the amphibian package includes a gear advisory system to remind the operator of the correct gear configuration. When the aircraft descends below 400 feet, a laser system accesses the surface type. Alright, or assesses it. If the gear is correctly positioned for the surface type, the system will announce once either gear up for water landing or gear down for runway landing. Okay, so what we're looking for here is rudder. Taxi, water, rudder. We've checklist items, so how do we find them? Rudder lock. Okay, so it's a button. The aircraft is also with an integral rudder lock which is engaged via a lever on the aircraft exterior. Or the toggle switch. Be Janie. The rudder lock will engage if the yoke is fully aft. We're learning. So let's go yoke fully aft and see what happens. Is that what we're trying to say? This might be a bug. No, maybe it's not. So you reckon that's for the actual rudder? Water rudder cable. So do we call it water rudder? Okay, so there'll be a button bound to it. Okay, let's see if this works. Interesting. Water rudder handle. There's an LVAR for it. Okay. On the pedestal? No. Like, we've stuff here. What's this do now? That's it. Right. So how do I put that to a control though? So that is it there. So we just need to bind this. Because that toggle water rudder doesn't do anything, right? So let's go back into this guy. Water rudder or water rudder. Rudder. Reset rudder trim. No. So there is an LVAR for it. That is it, yeah, but it's the binding doesn't seem to work. Okay. Let's get in here and edit this. Okay, so toggle description brand, unique ID. How do we get in here and change what it is? It's an LVAR. Variables, get percent, return, water rudder, handle position, toggle water rudder. Okay, but how do we adjust the shagging thing? You know what I mean? So the boolean is between 0 and 100. So that is the right button, but I can't seem to do it. You reckon a bug? Okay. Well, that's something we can feed back to Nick. The switch works. 100% it works. Because now we can see, visibly we can see that them rudders are now gone underwater, look. You guys see that? Now if I were to toggle it back up. Yeah. Okay. Is there another keybind? Rudder. Rudder axes, right? Toggle water rudder. So let me see. If I go back into, if I do something like this, what's assigned? 21, Jesus. Joystick 21, right. And if I say set control on release. No. 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 Yeah, so okay, it might be bugged. Device input, yeah, try that. Let's call it 50. Oh no, jeez, it's not 500. Call it 50. Right. Now, unfortunately, Doesn't work. Alright, okay, it's information we can feed back to Nick, so we found a bug, lads. Brilliant! Or if it's not a bug and it's a Murphy issue, well then it'll be a Murphy. When you get a moment, can you leave the flight and then join it? It'll put you back in as the... Yeah? Let's see. Leave flight. Leave. Join a group. TTM. Join. Okay, so we should be good. Sweet. On our overlay. Back up the top we go. Okay, so engine's running. Into beta. Right now. Oh, this isn't good at all. I'm after breaking everything. Yeah, I can see that. What happened here, plane? Will I kill the battery? Oh. Right. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Battery's overheating. I can see that. Oh, Jesus. Good man, Murphy. This is how you break stuff. Alright. Don't panic. All is well. Yeah, I can see this. Eugenia, lads. Battery's overheating. Why is this now? So we're getting a battery failure. Look. Is that because we kept it in beta for too long? I reckon so. I reckon so. Right, let's get out of here. Let's see what happens. The good news is we have fantastic control on the ground with our rudders. This is hilarious. Overcharging. I'd say I kept it in beta for too long. I don't know how we're going to fix this, but let's see what happens. Yepsy daisy. Oh, look at those rudders down, man. That's cool. Oh, wait. The water rudder should have been up. Uh-oh. Grand! I've already broken many things, so I'm not too worried. This battery now. How do we fix this one now? This is all terribly, terribly interesting. I mean, we hardly turn off the battery, right? Retriever Neil, take it easy. Alright, flaps in. Battery overheating, battery hot. This is interesting. I'll need to figure this one out here now in a moment. Bit of aileron trim there to straighten us up. Okay, autopilot. Let's go heading. Let's go vertical speed. Arm. Altitude. Arm. Up. 500 feet a minute. Now, let's roll right. Battery's no longer overheating. So I'd say, do you know what it was? It must have been by having it in beta for so long. That's so cool, isn't it? Generator output? It's off the friggin' charts, look. The output is fine, but the draw is very high in the battery. Yoink! Let's have a look. Battery capacity 89. Now, the battery's being recharged as we fly, so have I now damaged the battery? That's deadly, isn't it? I mean, yeah, that's what I was supposed to do, to show you. It's not because I'm an idiot and I don't read things, it's, I was giving you a demonstration. Yeah. Brilliant. Come on, Murphy, you big idiot. That's class, though, at least now you know, look. So even if we recharge the battery to full, its capacity is shagged unless we replaced it. That's pretty cool. Right, ease off the torque. ITT is right in the limit, so I'd say that's as good as we're going to get it. Heading, nav mode, and we're on our merry way back up the hill. So 89%, that's our battery damage. That's fantastic. It's still hot, you see. Oh, Kaharia in with the raid. Welcome in. Hope you're well. Hope you had an awesome stream. We're here breaking things with the caravan. Brilliant.
Allow myself
you know,
to introduce
myself. Tyre's good to see you. Englewood is here. Welcome in, buddy. Hope you guys had a great day. Yeah, we're just here with the preview of the upcoming Black Square Caravan Professional. And two things. One is possibly a bug because I can't bind the water rudder. Two, I've absolutely made a mess of the battery. You know, completely messed. 60 months, Kaharia. Thank you very, very much indeed. Kaharia, did I hear you're going to FS Weekend? And Englewood, are you making the trip this year? How do we fix a hot battery? And what would happen if I turn off the battery?
Hello there.
Let's turn off the battery for a while. That'll definitely make it better. Cool it down, Caleb. Cool it down. You might just drop and get back the same evening. Ooh, nice. Blow on it, yeah. What is he doing? Why is that noise happening? He's blowing on the battery. You could reduce the load, but there shouldn't be much load on the battery because the generator has it, right? Now, if the generator turned off, you know, battery's hot, I've turned off the battery. So if I now go to the battery, it's off, like there's nothing running through it. Alternator. Now, the alternator in theory should be positive or neutral. If it's negative, it means it's discharging. Interesting. We're learning. Hayden, super good to see you. You'll be in Lelystad from Friday. Nice. I'm looking forward to meeting you, Carrie. It'll be brilliant. You're pretty excited for this release? Oats? Yeah, it's awesome looking, dude. Yeah, battery's off. I'll just let the gens run this for a moment and see if we can get this battery hot icon to disappear. Do we still have the anti-ice on? Negative. Off. We have extra lights on we can kill. That'll drop the load, but I'm not worried, that's the generator. Generator's doing all the heavy lifting. If I turn off the generator, it'll hurt the battery, right? But we'll see. See what I mean? You need to keep your eye on what goes on. What's our ITT like? Jesus, we're right in the limit here, look. That's interesting. How is there such an imbalance with our fuel? How is that possible? I mean, both tanks are feeding at the same time. That's interesting. Turn off the right tank for the moment. That's another strange one. Flaps up. Flaps are up. No, I don't think so, Nerf.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
The fuel sloshes. Yeah, I know what sloshes about, Malky, but Jesus, not to that effect, not to that much. Over £100? That's not going to happen. Flying Trits, thank you very much indeed. Jesus, 18 months, buddy. Thank you very much. They're gravity fed, and you're turning way too much, they'll feed into the other tank. Oh. Are you saying you can technically do a fuel transfer, technically, by banking the aircraft? Is that what we're saying? Hang on. Give it a second. I probably need that friggin' valve open, right? So, Jesus. Yeah, I can see all this. We're in a terrible state of affairs. I'm over speeding. But we're trying science. It's only a little pipe, it takes time. Yeah, but I wasn't banking that much to... You know what I mean? That's wild. Wild, I say. We want to climb, please. Like, did that make any difference? Not really. Doesn't seem right. Like, I wouldn't have dropped 100 gallons. You know? Battery's still hot, really? Like, there's 20 gallons. There's more than 20 gallons difference. That doesn't make sense, does it? And there's no fuel well, I have fuel pumps, but I've no fuel transfer. Huh. Interesting. Who's in charge? So-called Jerry, good to see you. That's very interesting. I'm intrigued. It's 10 degrees inside in the cockpit. Murphy, you were running... Oh, Jesus. You were running the air conditioning, you muffet. No wonder the friggin' battery was hot. Easy. Right. Battery warning switch is grand. Turning back on the battery. Now, what's its condition? Still shagged, I'd say. 89%. Float gear pump motor. What happens when you pull the right red lever full aft? Trouble, trouble. Battery temperature okay? Yeah, the light's gone out. Yeah. It's cool, isn't it? It's a modern day masterpiece. Just fierce interest in this thing. I'll consult the manual, and if I'm still stuck, I'll chat to Nick. Murph, am I staying at the Van der Valk negative carrier? We're staying in a place called Almere. It's just down the road. It's to the west. Yeah, west. That's me last. It's to the west. Hey, Captain Purvis here. Good to see you. So it's like, I don't know, 5 minutes on the train. We just found it was like way better value, and there's far more to do in Almere than Lelystad. You know. So when we get in on Friday, we will be going for the lovely pints in Almere, and I invite you to come down and say hello if you can. You know. Now, what's going on here? GPS. Altitude warning. What did we say? 5,000. I'm inclined to keep this on 4,000 now. Only because there's a cloud layer I don't want to look at. I'm intrigued over the fuel. So we should be burning now out of the left tank only. I've turned off the right tank, look. Wait now. Yeah, no, leave her be.
It's not the plane, it's the pilot.
Brilliant. Pop-Tart, good to see you, buddy. Though I have to ask you, do you let say intentions use your voice? Yeah. If you see Moza, tell them to sort their hardware. What happened, Hayden? What did you break? You're in the Van der Valk? We'll be into the... We'll call in at some stage. I'm not sure about the Friday, but we'll see. We'll do something. Do you know? Yeah, you can... All the videos were released by Nick there in the last few days. I need to learn more about this about our fuel transfer. No. Fuel and imbalance, right? So the fuel center units in the Caravan are notoriously sensitive to lateral G-force and how level the aircraft is resting. Okay, the fuel gauges may present inaccurate readings due to sloshing of fuel, which we know. However, the gauges may also indicate a genuine fuel imbalance. The simplistic system of the Caravan allows fuel to buttons, Murphy. Can we zoom in? The simplistic fuel system of the Caravan allows fuel to cross-feed by gravity alone when the aircraft is not resting level, or it's experiencing lateral acceleration during uncoordinated flight. Anytime both fuel selector valves are open, fuel may cross-feed from one full, or the highest wing, to the emptiest one, until there is an equilibrium. In the event of severe imbalances, fuel may be lost overboard through the fuel vents if pressures are high enough to circumvent the anti-siphon feature. Closing the fuel selector valves after shutdown and waiting until the engines start to open them will prevent inadvertent crossfeeding. If fuel is allowed to crossfeed while on the ground, repositioning the aircraft to an oppositely sloped section of the field may be necessary. In flight, closing a single fuel valve can restore balance by consuming fuel from the fullest tank. Given the aircraft is also capable of random fuel leaks, fuel levels should be checked prior to takeoff, just as in the real aircraft. Right, so our method of trying to fix this is correct. We have a fuel tank turned off. So in terms of that fuel imbalance, or how we got to here, that's what I'm intrigued by. So we're basically saying it's been a cross feed of this kind of lateral movement. That's absolutely nuts. The latest updates have bricked compatibility with the Warthog stick. Really? The Warthog stick? Ah, you're using the Warthog stick on the base? Ah, yeah, that could do it. See you Friday. Absolutely, Kaharia. Absolutely. You've been giving me history lessons on California, and you love it as a Pop-Tart. Ooh. You need the exact same setup. It's a bit of everything. Many things with stuff. That's wild. So you can actually lose fuel through the you know, I get the impression though that the fuel should rebalance itself slowly. Yeah. And again, we're not going to be in kind of steady flight because I've all sorts of trim here. So let's see. Bring a aileron back to centre. Rudder's fairly centre. And the autopilot might be aiming us off with the wind anyway. You know what I mean? They're getting closer. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is cool. I didn't think it did this. I just have Nick's voice in my head. If you read the manual, Murphy, you would have known. And I would have said, yes, Nick. When I say I read the manual, I mean, yeah, right. I read some of the manual. I read it when I need it, which should be for all the time. You know. Why isn't this working? Right now? Why isn't this working? Close that down. Turn it on. Or if no one reads manuals, you're sincerely tech support. Yeah. But sure, listen, if we all read the manuals, you know, you'd be out of a job. Right? It looks great. Would love to if you could change the oil, like the A2H stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool actually, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. PQ, good to see you. Happy Sunday, bud. Right, is this now working? I think it is. Yes. Yes, it is. Ah, yes. Look at the views, though. The state of it. Let's check out some night lighting for the crack, will we? Oh, hell yeah. Heck yeah. Now that is very pretty. Would you look at the state of that, friends? Man, the lighting is so good. Right, mind your eyes! Ah, jeez! It is ridiculously pretty. Absolutely friggin' gorgeous. Lighting is good. Iceberg, good to see it. Heading down to Clearwater. It's not looking terribly clear. into the wet stuff. Jason, we're planning for this. Now, weather radar, it's doing its thing. There's precip all over the shop. Jesus. Watch our friggin' ITT, Murph, will you? Now, you're flying right by... Oh, Dudenator, put on the kettle, dude. Nice. Lands is here, welcome in. Mr. GPHI, you're okay once you don't have it going to a certain audio track. If, do you know what I mean? Cabin temperature's 15 degrees, outside air temperature's 20 degrees, and we're picking up a lot of the wet stuff. There's a couple of bigger cells coming down the road here, look. 20 miles out.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Oh, yeah. Two dogs, thank you very much indeed. 39 months, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. Hope you're well. Happy Sunday to you. Right. This is going to be interesting. How far are we out now? 20 minutes out. Irish, or we're going grand. Where's the missus? I can use Find My iPhone. Oh, hang on, that's a great gadget. Find My iPhone. Were you watching the Formula 1 this morning? Anyone watch Formula 1? Right. We're doing okay. Does the GTN 750 not show the outside air temperature? I mean, it could. I mean, we can get it from, whatchamacallit, we can get it from the weather here. But we're kind of limited in what we can do with this screen. Do you know? We need a storm scope. We need all of these. Oh, look, we're fogging up. Or is that the cloud? Jesus, I don't know. It's the cloud. We're alright. Density, altitude. We'll get it from here. Function, there we go. Outside air temperature 16. You get it from your transponder. Your radar is also down 4 degrees. It is. We should be alright. I mean, we can see that big cell here, look. So, we're okay. Gorgeous. Mrs. TPHI is flying in an airliner but don't need the landing gear. She would be disgusted. Disgusted. If you speak to Nick, ask him about the stab off message because we don't know either. Yeah, that shouldn't be there. Yeah, that shouldn't be there. Alright. Oh, lads, I can't wait for you to fly this. It's just a nice machine to fly. And, like, you have to stay on it, but, like, it's a pretty machine. Right, our fuel is almost equalized. The equilibrium of our fuel. Keep burning that left tank for the moment. You have that exact version of 2024. Which company did you get the setup from? Which one, Emmett? If Nick doesn't answer, tell me. I'll get Scott to shout at him. Nick will answer. Let's see what happens. Dudenator says Kilo Tango Papa Alpha. Tampa, yes. We're heading over to Clearwater. Are you on live weather? Yeah. Live weather. Live. Everything's live. Right. 4,000 feet. Airspeed is great. And 15 minutes out. Right, so our landing into Clearwater. Let's go in and have a look. So the weather at the moment down here is winds 160 at 6 knots. Scattered clouds, broken clouds. Temperature is 29 degrees, look. Ooh, lovely. Runway 18 is what we're after. And we have the FBOs on our right hand side. Wonderful. We'll want to be turning right, I suppose. Patrick Doyle, good to see you. Cyrus, change our lights to teal. Man, Cyrus. Software on his Discord. I'm lost now. Which company did you get the setup from? Emmett, what are you talking about? I'm lost. This stuff up here? Hey Patrick, good to see you. Oh yeah, this is on our Discord, yeah. It's called Winglink from Kanzui. It's very good. Captain Cocktail is flying with us, Vulcan is still there, Angry Bee is still there. We have 4 pilots with us right now, connected to it. If you're all on the PC, I think you should grab this, lads. It's dead handy. Dead handy. Hotfix incoming. Ooh, nice. What did I break this time? 15 degrees inside the cabin. It's grand. Look at the detail even on the friggin' materials, look. I want this in me house. Sit in there now. Very nice. Murph, it's you. You broke everything. Yeah, listen, I mean, that's what I do. You know. I'm a developer's best friend in that regard. If it passes the Murph's test, you know, you didn't break it, my fix didn't quite work, which is why you had to leave and rejoin. Right. We're not actually level flight here. This is interesting. So we're doing a very slight lean to our left-hand side. There's still a little bit of swooshy going on with our owl. Well, we are moving, I suppose. But it's as if the aircraft isn't trimmed correctly. And yet if I look down here, now we're trimmed. Sorta. Interesting. Conti, good to see you. Give yourself a bit of rudder trim. Oh, taking that. I tried. Oh, hang on. I was doing aileron. Where's my rudder trim? Here's my rudder trim. So rudder trim to the right. No, hang on. I'm sloping left, so I need to go rudder trim left and she'll slope right. Is that right? Yeah. Come on, Conti. Turn to the right tank. No, we'll just... They're almost level, so we'll turn them back on. Ah, you see, my old turn slip coordinator was hidden by my yokage, so we're pretty much bang on. In theory, you should get a roll as a secondary effect of yaw. Yeah. No, that fixed it. I was using friggin' I was using aileron trim because I'm a muppet, and you know, me. But yeah, we're grand. She was hidden away. Look, It was in here all the time. Although it's not actually perfect. Easy now. Bit more trimmage. Get in there now. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Excellent. So what would have affected your fuel tanks? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. We can nearly go back on the boat now.
Hello there.
Right. Chris Van Halen, welcome in. Conti, hope you're well, buddy. Happy Sunday, mate. Happy Monday, mate. Good morning. Jesus, what are you doing up at this time? So the aileron trim caused the fuel imbalance. Possibly. Because she was doing this instead of doing friggin' this. Yeah? Bosh, good to see you, bud. Hope you're well. Rain is here, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a great day. Right, we're only moments away from our landing. Runway, what do you say it was? 18 or 17? 18. Right, runway 18. To get ourselves a line of that, it's going to be a manual right-hand turn, and then we'll go visual, but like it'll be a little bit clearer when we drop. The weather is 10 miles visibility, broken at 49, so she'll be all right. Wee hands. Wait, what? I'm trying to manage all the taxi nodes for World War II Luftwaffe airfield. That'll do it. Jeez, look at the photogrammetry here. Gorgeous. All right, let's go heading mode. Right-hand turn coming in. Yes. We can also drop altitude here. Arm it. Down the hill. Try that again, Murphy. That's what we want. And V speed. And arm it. There we go. Right. That's what we want. Ease off the power. So on this flight, engine management has been good. Electrical management, not so good. I've broken the battery. Well, I didn't break the battery, but like, do you know, I've killed a lot of the battery. It's raining. What's my torque? Inertial separation. And out goes the droplets of rain, look. Right. Sailor in, sailor in. You've injured the battery, indeed. Flight Sim 2002 vibes. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Also, good day to you, sir. Oh, yeah, you were another one kept us up all night watching that feckin' thing. Up till 2:30 this morning. Went to bed. Got up then at friggin' 6:30. 4 hours kip, lads, to watch the Grand Prix. I've been like a zombie for the whole day. I'll sleep now. Do you know, like do you know, I won't need my sleeping hat tonight. You know. Alright, we're looking good here. We dropped down 1,000 feet. It's looking decent. Reset our barrel. There's Nate. Man, this is terribly pretty. Flying in Florida, man. It's beautiful. Evitech is here. Good to see you. What do you mean I kept you up? I didn't keep you up. I was quiet as a mouse. You know. Hang on a second, Amarilyn. The F1 has gone very good this season. I thought it was brilliant. So we're in Japan in 2 weeks' time, and then we've nothing for the month. Ah, Jesus. But no, the F1 has gotten good, man. Very good. Right, so we're over this neck of the woods. Lights are on. Fuel is better. Super Louie boy, good to see you. Can't wait for the release. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, you gotta wait till Tuesday, buddy. Yeah. Sleeping hat, you say? Great for exaggerating the bald spot. Thank you, Malky. Proper racing. Yeah, yeah. GTE is quite good. F1 might as well be Formula E nowadays. With the batteries. Yeah. Goes for food. Enjoy. Do the floats cause drag? Yes. Money drag. Money float drag. Missed the 90s V10s? Yeah. Still, they're good. I enjoyed it. I thought this morning's Grand Prix was great. I thought Australia was great. It's very different than what you'd kind of be used to. It's awesome. Jeez, the weather just changed. I'm curious to see how the Kodiak update is going to be. Yeah. One more like for 50. Oh, thank you very much, Alduchar. Right, the weather has completely taken a change, and now, oh bother, autopilot off, lower the nose, little bit of a left turn. Easy now, Jemima, as we kind of break through the clouds in the rain. Inertial separator's on. Yeah, Captain Cocktail was nuts, wasn't it? Oh, McLaren's. Jesus. Right, watch your speed. Keep her dropping. Not too friggin' much. Alright, there's 2,500 feet. Easy now. We probably won't break out of this till about 2,000 feet. There's 2,000 feet. Lovely day in Florida. Right, turn off the old name tag so I can see where I'm going. Jesus, that does look good though, doesn't it? What did they change the Sim Update 5? More fixes. Simmer Studio said after the Kodiak they're working on a 900 variant. Yep. This is pretty. This is very pretty. Simmer, so the Kodiak, I'm looking forward to the update. I do like the Kodiak. This thing is a different kettle of fish though. This is magnificent. The Black Squares, they've just been doing like amazing things. Hey, Phoenix is here. Good to see it. The Starship, I mean, that's an aircraft not flown a lot. That thing is one of the best in the sim. Black Square Starship, that is a marvel of engineering. Both the real aircraft and what Black Square have done to get it working. Like, it's just... Is that the runway there in front of me? What's my distance? 7 minutes, so I doubt that's my runway. What's that I'm looking at? Bit of trim. That's just a gap in the ground, Murph, you big muppet. Oh, it's the far side, look. Right. Oh, we've a bit to go yet. We need to get across the bay. Jeez, this is very nice though, isn't it? Look at this. Beautiful. Oh, Jesus, did you see that? Thunder. High voltage? No. No. Not fully at that level yet. Yeah, we'll just fly through a friggin' thunderstorm. No worries at all. Where was that in me scope? Jesus. Alright, we're going well. Keep her moving. It's fine. Where's everyone? Oh, they're over there. Everyone is where they need to be. You want to kick tires? Wait, is that our runway? Big up then. I don't see a runway yet. We need to be closer to that bridge. The airport is beside the bridge. Mr. GPHI is at the airport. Scene! Thank you. Rambling this way. Man, doesn't look so cool. Look at the freaking size of it, like. Beautiful. Right, Murphy. Ease the power. Gear coming down.
Gear position.
Lots of flaps. Easy now. Shutter made, so it's currently in development from Kanzui. It's basically a way of showing you where other aircraft are around you. Their range, distance, you can put in a flight plan. Hey, Kev is here, good to see you. Not Monday yet, Kev. There's an outer marker. Bugger. Alright, keep dropping the speed. Second notch of flaps. Yeah, great. It's designed for group flights, 100%. We're a little bit high.
Yep. Gear position.
You're all right, Betsy. We should get a ping at 150 feet. The bit people can't see is that there's a whole element of tracking the leader. Murph in this instance, but you can change it to another pilot. Yeah. It'll give you a visual cue where the other aircraft is, depending on who's connected. It's very good. It's very, very good. Jays, it's the lightning. This is live time and live weather. Easy now. We're on the glide slope. About 500 feet a minute. 90 knots. Perfecto. Little bit bumpy. Ooh. Bit of a stutter. Man, look at that lightning storm over there. Jesus. Alright, so the FBO is over on the right side when we land. Welcome to Florida. Yeah, man. Big storms just roll in and out all the time. Watch your speed. There's 80 knots. Little low. Easy. You scoff at the Sunshine State. That's beautiful though. Even with the weather, like, it's gorgeous. So just remember, we're that little bit extra higher up based on where our landing gear is. Change a bit of a crosswind here. This will be interesting. Get into your seat so you can reach your pedals. There we go.
Check gear.
You're all right, Betsy.
Check gear.
It's detecting the water underneath us, that's why, yeah. Easy. There's actually buoys in the water here. We can probably land in the water. Well, Jay's at the wind. Easy now. That's a bit better. Speed is good. Rate of descent is good. Runway 18. Let's be having it. notice that crosswind just blowing against the nose there every so often? Alright. Speed is good. Watch the power. Watch the
Dreamy,
flare.
sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Jesus isn't the only deadly Stu Snape. Hold. Oh, Jesus, contact. We put a lot of pressure on one wheel there, didn't we? Manual braking. Flaps in. What happened there? Avionics, power, everything shut down. Is that because of a problem with the battery? Maybe. That was interesting. Everything got turned off. See that? A big ass C-130 over there. Yeah, look at this. Avionics, she's triggering off. But I've no warning on the battery. Why is it doing that now? Do we suspect the battery's damaged? 89% though? Electrical storm interference? That shouldn't kick off your avionics. It's responding to like the RPM. I wonder is it an overload on the generator? Let's see. I'm not seeing any drop in voltage though. Okay, there's the volts after dying. Power back on. Yeah, that's interesting. Alright, so I imagine we've broke it. Man, I tell you, it was proper windy. Well, I broke it. I completely broke it. You know, I shagged it, yeah. I did. To be fair, I did. You know, I'm a great lad for breaking things, you know. Right, we'll close that. We'll park in the taxiway. I'm delighted that it's doing this. Because it just means now that we've, like, there's proper damage being modelled. Right, brakes. Hold the brakes, right? Now, if I were to bring her power to... Well, she's in idle. So there's an issue here when I lower the RPM. So if I drop it into beta, look. Prop RPM drops. Completely drops. And then the power fails. Interesting. Keep it in idle here for the minute. Right. Let us low idle. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? No, it's actual damage. It's actual damage on the aircraft. Right, standby off. I wonder, should it have been a trip I should have done? Should I have tripped the generator because of that? And maybe that would have done it. We'll have a look now in a second, right? Battery off there for a second now. Camera all down. So our battery capacity is at 89. If I recharge it, will this repair it? Yeah, 100%, right? So let's try this again. Feather the prop there for a second. Man, you can hear the thunder. Right, let's try this again. Battery on. Prop full. Right. Now, the ITT is going to be hot in this, so we'll have to dry run this for a moment. Okay. Reset the gen. Standby battery on. Or standby alt. So, let's try this again now, right? So if I were to pop it into beta, will she drop? So it's losing voltage here, look. And see the battery condition? That's going to start dropping off. Alright, let's check the volts when we do this. So I'm thinking I should have tripped the generator the last time. That's where I think caused the issue. Because the battery's not getting damaged now. So the last time I should have tripped that generator. Interesting. Because if I keep the generator off, the battery itself will start discharging rapidly. Right? So the alternator's working. Turn you off. And this should be now just working off the battery. Is that right? Because the gen is turned off. So here's our battery dropping now to 99%. This will drop further. And we could get a hot battery over this. They also swapped the avionics. That could have been an issue. Could have been. So there's 98%. So this is comfortably draining the battery. Now if I go back on standby alternator's running. Is that enough to recharge it? Should be. If not, we definitely need the generator. So we're going to trip the gen and then reset. Generator is taken over. 28, 86 amps. And this will recharge the battery. Yeah, 99%. Jeez, that's class, man. Right, that's working well. 39 degrees. What's our aircon doing? AC pump is barely running, look. That's because we're in low idle. If I put this into high idle, there's our AC pump. So that's correct as well. At low idle, air conditioning unit doesn't work. So this temperature will start dropping down rapidly now because the aircon is on full tilt. All of this is done like to such a very high standard. It's class. 36 degrees. Yeah. This is all part of the simulation. It's all part of the aircraft. 35 degrees. This light should come off. I think it's under 32 degrees, I think. Low idle is for it's during the startup and shutdown process, but Some pilots have told me, you know, they operate at low idle. They'll use low idle for friggin' landing, right? It's according to the POH, yeah, 32. According to the POH, high idle is what she goes to. Like, it's technically ground speed, but according to the POH, on engine startup, once you've checked your IGT and your NG has achieved 50% and climbing, disengage the starter and you go to high idle. You know, it's pretty cool though. This is done so very well. Right, lights off. Avionics off. Low idle. And power off. Great sounds. I mean, you could use it for taxiing. Technically you're not supposed to, but you can. I mean, you know, in a flight sim, of course you can. So that's the fuel pump now. Listen, there's no pressure. So fuel booster should be on rather than normal. Jesus, how do we clear this one? Fuel. Oh. How do we turn that second thing off? Fuel selector. Yeah, I know. That's very loud. Why am I getting blinded or deafened? This is strange. I shouldn't be getting a warning for that, should I? So is it just a warning to say your fuel selection valves are off? Okay, so I imagine the checklist, battery off and then fuel shut off valves. Right, okay. Isn't this thing only deadly? Isn't it brilliant? It's absolutely brilliant. What a machine. And as I say, it's due out next Tuesday. And we've all sorts of weather around us with storms and whatnot. Look. It is brilliant. Hello? Clearwater is a great airport. Vertical sim, I think. It's awesome. Just rolling thunderstorms, man. That's friggin' awesome. Look at it, man. Look at that weather. Savage. There goes Blinky in a VTOL A220. Interesting stuff. Right, lads, there we have it. The Caravan Professional from Black Square, which is on the way on Tuesday. But I gotta say, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Jesus, what's going on here? 8. How many times you try to post a message before you realise the bot won't allow you to post the message? Anyway, right, lads. Yeah, there's a discount as well if you get the Steam Gauge version. I'd recommend the bundle. Right, the bundle, right? Because it means you get this and the cargo passenger, or the cargo and passenger variants as well. You know what I mean? You can buy an individual variant. It's like 37, I think. What price is it for Just Flight? Hang on. Oh, it's on their website, sure. I imagine. I think they've published all this. Message. Yeah. So, individually, they're €37.95, or you get them as a bundle for $55.95, and you'll also get a discount if you own the other ones. So that's all available live. I'll put that into the chat there for you lads. Go check it out. The aircraft is coming out on Tuesday. It is absolutely friggin' brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm learning more about the Caravan, which is great to see. He's done some great work here. I'm fascinated over that fuel crossfeed setup. Fascinated. That's pretty cool. But anyway, lads, we're back tomorrow at 2000 Zulu time as we conclude our landmark series, which has been a ton of fun. So I want to thank you so very much indeed for tuning in, keeping us company, and going on this group flight. So until then, we'll be over on our Discord, !Discord. That's where you'll find us. And have an awesome rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And if it's already Monday, good luck. And we'll see you there tomorrow at 2000 Zulu. So until then, you take care. You didn't use your indicators. Electricity must be expensive in your truck, is it? Christ! Oh no, a terrible accident! Jesus! Did you jump? Oh, I nearly passed out at the laughter. Did you just see what happened? Jesus! Holy crap. Holy crap. We're going in. That's it. There's no turning back at this stage. Jesus, mind the bears. Look at this big Jesus. Oh no, we're engine dying. Quick, get out. Oh no, we're Jesus. Ouch. Ooh. This, lads. Look at the state of this. Touchdown! Nicely done. Beautiful. Few men even consider the possibility of life on other planets. Yet, across the Gulf... Jesus! What was that? I was about to say something and you hit me in the head! Christ! Hang on!